Hello, everybody, and welcome to Forever Sports. The Sharks have gone and done it. Ma'a Nonu is officially part of the Matchday 23 to face the All Blacks in rugby's greatest rivalry clash next week, Tuesday, between the Sharks and the All Blacks. And it was an interesting idea or possibility that presented itself when the Sharks announced the signing of the veteran player. I'm not sure that many people actually expected it to happen, and yet it will indeed happen. And it's not a particularly strong Sharks side, very much youngster driven. But what an interesting little subplot that it is to the match that the player who won World Cups in the black of the All Blacks will take on the black of the Sharks to take on the All Blacks. And I'd love to go and see how many times, if ever, we have seen a player play against their home nation in a tour match like this, because it really is a very unique situation. Before we get into the main team and speak about exactly who has been selected and who has not been selected, please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. This is the 23 that has been named by JD Pietersen, and as mentioned, very much full of youngsters, a couple of big players, but far from a full strength Sharks side, which we knew was always going to be the case with lots of players involved with the box. Good to see that some players have been released from the box and will feature, but some big absentees in the form of no Bongi Manambi in that number 2 jersey, no Maxwell Mapimpi. So those are two really big absentees, but obviously also a lot of your regular URC players missing out as well. So it's an interesting side, and it'll be interesting to sort of see what the reaction is going to be with regards to the kind of side that's been picked. I think you look at the Stormers side this evening, and it is pretty much probably as strong as they can get within the circumstances. Looking at the side that the Lions are probably set to put out against the All Blacks, also very much a URC full strength side. This is very much a bit of a combination. So if you look at the side, in the front row, it is Nima Rusa, Aaron Swart, and Vincent Koch in the front row. How much they'll need the likes of Vincent Koch to stand up. You then got Hendrik Stassen and Emil van Heerden. So it's a pretty inexperienced tight five overall, quite young and full of sort of the young up-and-coming players. The good news for them, though, is very experienced loose trio in Pepsi Buthelezi, Monich Tuka, and Nick Hatton, who will captain the side in the number 8 jersey. And I think we'll need to have a very good game if they are to give the All Blacks some sort of a bit of a go. Then if you look at the back line, it's a decent back line. This is where I think it's a bit more probably exciting. When you've got Bradley Davis next to Vusi Moyo, big pressure. Now Vusi Moyo is coming in here as a test match player. He'll be expected to run and guide this back line and to sort of see how he can translate his experience in the Bok camp into the Shark side. The main thing I think for us is that we get to sort of see where he is, and this is the exciting thing even this evening, with the Yakin Ahmed. These are two young players, under 20 players, who one was at the World Cup or the World Championship, one missed out on the World Championship, but that kind of shows you the age group level they are at. So these games against the All Blacks is a bit of a mini test match in terms of you are playing against test players. You are playing against a test team. It might not be a test match, but it's as close as you're going to get, really. It's and you get to play for your franchise, but you get to test yourself. So that's the whole thing. It's all set up for the All Blacks to win. What can you do to change that? And what can you do to sort of really stand up? So similarly, for example, youngsters like Alita Besta, Lorenzo Julius, Zekatelo Sayaya back from concussion. Those are really exciting young players who have got big Springbok ambitions. A big miss was Nojako Williams, who misses out due to injury. So, that over there, for example, is a really big miss on the team sheet. Murray Costa, Donovan Don. Donovan Don's a player who has not really had much of a franchise career. Obviously done very good things in the Seven Circuit, bit of a Currie Cup legend at a stage, and has had a very interesting journey to where he is. Starting on the wing, though, he'll be a bit of an unknown to a certain degree. And then off the bench, you've got Leon van Wyk, Rambo, Quebeca, Simbiwa, Ingobesi. Then you've got Vincent Tuka, Matramau, very talented player. Ivan van Zyl, Leon Guillaume, and Ma'a Nonu. So what a combination of a Springbok in Vincent Tuka and Ivan van Zyl, former Springbok. Well, he never really former Springbok, but played quite a few years ago, but very talented and a big signing, I think, for the Sharks. You've then got the likes of Leon Guillaume, Matramau, very talented youngsters, and then you've got the experience of one of the best centers, arguably the best inside center of all time, to come off the bench. And the fact that, Lorenzo Julius, and that's the whole story they've been kind of peddling, is going to be a really cool feature on Tuesday. A lot of reaction though is that this has all been one big publicity stunt, the whole Ma'a Nonu signing, for exactly this reason, and that this was kind of the main reason he's come over here to get this opportunity. Now he will be here for the rest of the year, from the sounds of it. It is a short-term contract. I don't quite think it's a one match and done contract. I really hope not. That kind of makes it a bit pointless, but a lot of people sort of saying that, has this now watered down? It was this literally a case of, oh, cool, we can do something cool. Is this a big publicity stunt? They've had the rebrand of the badge. Now they've named Ma'a Nonu a day later in the side, take on the All Blacks. It's probably the biggest rugby story right now, and they get to do it at a time when they've done a rebrand, the likes of that. So a lot of people talking about the fact that this could be a very big marketing spin, but I genuinely think that there are rugby reasons to having a Ma'a Nonu around your squad, providing that we do see the value post this match. I don't mind him playing. A lot of people are saying that this should be an opportunity for the youngster. I do think it's quite a cool story. There's an opportunity for him to play against the All Blacks. It is very unique. And equally, I think how cool to be able to have the insight from him going into the match to say, all right, guys, when we see the haka, this is what it's all about. This is what to expect. He's going to face the haka. How incredible is that? Ma'a Nonu is going to face the haka. So it's a really, really interesting position to be in, and really exciting to see how this all sort of plays out. What are your thoughts? Good thing, bad thing? Are you in for it? Are you out for it? Let me know down in the comments below. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steve, and I'll chat to you soon.